Hey scrappy friends, this is Mags from MagsGraphics, and today I'm going to show you two new packs in the store. They are releasing for October's Pick and Mix 2025, the Everyday Enhanced Circle Photo Clusters and the Everyday Enhanced Film Strips. And here are previews of what we'll be showing today. I'm going to hide these right now. And in the Embellishments tab, these will show up under Embellishments. They are enhanced and they will start with the word group. I have actually set them both so that it's showing both of them at one time just to save us a little bit of clicks. And so I'll kind of give you an idea of what I was thinking. I had seen a neat layout on Pinterest that had used a circle with a bunch of papers kind of in small cutouts in the bottom and then some large ones. And that was my idea with, I wanted to expand on that idea with an artisan. So adding one to the page, you're going to right click, group and ungroup. And now you have a lot of pieces. First is the background color. You can fill this with any color that you want. So go to Format, Color, choose something that you would like. And as you can see, you just pick different ones, whatever it is that will fit for your photo. What I have there is untextured anyway, so that once you choose the color that you want, you can always go back and add a texture to it. Gonna go up and just check blue and okay. Then you have a bunch of pieces that are each of these are photo frames, but you do not have to use them for photos because obviously some of these skinny ones, finding the perfect photo to fit that spot is a little challenging. In my mind, the largest ones on each photo cluster would be for your photos and the smaller ones would actually be for complementary papers. I'm going to lock these layers right here. And actually, I'm going to pull this one off and add this one right here. So I'm going to add to page. This one is a great one for your beach or pool or just generic summer photos. We're going to ungroup. And I have a photo back from when we went to Florida with my parents in 2023 that I'm going to add up here. And then I'm going to go over and choose one of my water, summer kits. Let's see, where is Beach Paradise? Beach Paradise has a lot of bright colors, including orange, which is, significant in here. And so my thought process was really using some of these to bring over and fill your drop points. So I can drop in that one there. I could fill in this one here. And here. And this one. Now I have a good base. I can think about what I would like to be the very background here. Since I chose mostly the glittery solids for inside, I have some options. I could always add this one to the page, bring it back, and then I'd be ready to add some word art. Enjoy the beach, relax, soak up the sun. Or maybe just this one for relax, because being at the beach, especially with a great sunset, is incredibly relaxing. And I can add a title. And if I wanted to add the location, I certainly could. All of this has been shadowed already, but you can certainly go up and make any adjustment that you want. And I realize here I don't have any on this background. Let's see here, maybe this gold one, fill selected shape. And that's a pretty quick way to make a great layout. I'm actually going to select all of these and group them so I can hold on to that layout. Let it do its business. Hide, I'm going to go back up to the 2. And I love also, this is another one of my favorites. In this one, you'll notice there's a little bit of red here. I'm going to do grouping, ungroup. And you have another, in some of them, there's an alternate option. So you have this big shape here, and then you have the wave cut into 3 parts. But if you wanted that wave to be just one part, I did save it like that as well. And even though this is red, you can see on the left side that it is a photo, just a photo frame, a photo drop. So which means you can drop in your photo, or again, you can go back over and drop in a paper that you would like to match. Let's see here. Let's try this one. Some bubbles. And you have the option of filling this in solid. And I can always bring over another photo from our trip to Florida and bring this up here. Same idea. And again, if you wanted to have the 3, you would hide this one and turn back on the individual pieces. And then you could still fill them with this same exact photo drop if you wanted to. Or you could fill them with different ones. Either way, your choice. You've got lots of options. And it's slowly thinking about what I just asked it to do. There you go. So in this way, you have the divider. The other way, it was just one solid piece. Either way works, but this at least shows you how versatile these can be. I'm going to go ahead and group this and go back over to where we were. The second type of photo clusters are the enhanced film strips, and you'll notice down here there is an instruction piece, and I'm going to add this to the page. It's just for you to have a little more information. So you're going to add them to your page, right click and ungroup. The film strip and the custom shadow will still be grouped together. You can leave the film strip and shadow as it is or ungroup to customize the color or texture of the film strip. I made a custom shadow so that when you're using it, there's not a shadow right in here. If this was one real film strip, these would all be part of the same layer, and a shadow would only show through the cutouts, which is why I have them grouped again inside so that it maintains that. But you can customize them any way you want. If you hide my custom shadow and just add a shadow to this black frame, then you will see a little bit of shadow peeking out over your photos, and that is certainly fine as well. So I'm going to take one of these and we're going to right click and add it to the page so you can see what I'm talking about. Some of them will come in larger, and that is so you have a little bit more control over how you want it to be. You'll notice in this case, it ends down here with a tiniest bit of an empty spot, but up here, we still have a photo peeking over it. So you can place it where you want. You can certainly resize it if you want. And then we're going to right click, grouping, and ungroup. Now you can see up here what I was talking about under the group option, this black film strip and the custom shadow that you see right here in those holes, but you don't see right here, are grouped together. And if you right click, grouping, ungroup, it will now separate those. And you can see if I hide this, it takes away the shadow that was there. The reason again is if I went to here and added a shadow, it's now adding a shadow inside the film strip part, which would not be the way it is in real life. But because this is digital and we can do what we want, you can certainly add it that way if you would like. And if you don't want to have to add a shadow or try to cut away, I've created that for you. Here you can see what the shadow looks like underneath. Then once we've added it to the page, same idea. You bring over some photos and create your page. I just returned from the PixieCon event, which was an in-person live P2P scrapbooking retreat with 200 people. which means I have quite a few photos that I'm able to scrap. I'm going to add this one to the page. And I'm also going to do Insert, Empty Frame. I'm going to go up here to the X and Y and make them 0, 0, and then 12, 12. Oops, typed too fast. There we go. And scoot this underneath the group. Now I have a big spot for a photo. I'm going to right click, group, ungroup. And again, you can see that this top one is grouped with its own little shadow, and so is this one over here. Now I can take some of these very funny photos that I have from PixieCon, bring them over, and drop them into each spot. And you can see that they've been angled so that they fit in just perfectly. Bring these over, drop over another one. Whoops, that one did not go where it's supposed to go. Try that again. Make sure I'm inside the little photo frame when I bring them over. And here's another one. And you can see as I just keep on dragging my photos in, I drag in from Windows Explorer. Often some people are dragging them or bringing them in from the Photos panel. Whatever works is totally fine. So these are just some of the silly photos that we took at PixieCon. And then I'm going to drag one. I think this one will fit well into the big spot. Yes, it did. All right. So now we've got our silly group over here. I'm going to right click on this group and ungroup just to show you how easy it is to click on the film strip and make some changes. If I go to the format ribbon, color, maybe I want it to stand out and be a white film strip, which might stand out a little more than the black does. Maybe I want to take something wild and get, pink, just like my friend's wonderful pink wig. Maybe I want to use yellow for the silly chickens that we have. It's your choice. You have a lot of options that you can do with this. And once you choose them, I'm going to right click, group, and ungroup this one as well. Click on just that and go up to color. Pick a color that I just used and done. And if I want to move that around, I'm going to select all of that and I'm going to group it again. So I'm going to scoot this over just a bit so that that little edge is on the edge of my photo. I just like it that way. But you can see how fast it is to create a really fun layout. Now I can go back. I have plenty of room up here to add some journaling or a title. And you have a lot of neat options on here. I'm going to select all of these and group them. And then I'm going to hide it. And I'm going to show you a couple of other things within here. If you were to choose the circle, you'll notice there's some different orientation. I did not want any photos to be upside down. So I oriented them so that they, no matter which spot you used, they would be facing the right direction. If you want them to be different, you could certainly take one of these that are facing upright, copy, paste, and just keep rotating them until you get them to fit in that spot. It could be done that way. But in all of the ones where something could be upside down, I have made an adjustment so that it would not be upside down, because I just find that challenging to look at in a scrapbook album. And also we've got this one, which is a super fun one to use. This one starts off smaller and gets big as you go around. So it would be fun to put a really wonderful feature photo in here and then some other smaller ones to match. I hope that you all have a wonderful time playing with all of these. I certainly had fun making them. So please do swing by the store and pick up the Everyday Enhanced Circle Photo Clusters and the Everyday Enhanced Film Strips. I can't wait to see what you make.